Isn't that amazing? I saw that ad. So what? Well, I guess I was watching the Lakers. I was watching the Lakers Bucks game last night, where it's on TNT, right? So they're always plugging AEW when I'm watching basketball, which is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, no.
And I saw it, yeah, and it was just Chris Jericho's face, and it said returning January 1st, and my thought was 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not a bad little break.
Holy shit! I'd love to be an employee of this company. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I mean, you already only work once a week. Now you get 2 whole weeks off.
I don't know how you can be in the business, or if you are in the business and maybe working for a different company, you're certainly seeing these things and going like, oh okay, you mean once a week, and I get 2 weeks off for Christmas? Like, that has to be a big deal if, let's say, you just received your release from a different company. And you're looking to go to a different company, right? So you're taking your big ass beard with you. Okay. I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions here. I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions.
Hey, no, I think Cody himself came out and commented on how much of a talent
He did.
Mr.
I saw
Harper.
that. I saw that. You know, how valuable he would be in the AEW locker room.
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty much it feels like within 90 days or whatever it is, he'll be showing up on some Dynamite.
Who's the biggest guy on AEW? Like the largest person.
Maybe Wardlow's pretty big.
Wardlow's
Hager.
pretty big. Hager, Luchasaurus.
Yeah, and those guys are probably what, like 6'8", 6'7", I don't know.
Yeah, there's certainly not as much beef in an AEW locker room than there is on a Monday Night Raw locker room.
Yeah, not quite.
Not as much beef. There's still some beef, but
Luke Harper, he could instantly be one of the top big guy monster types if that's what they want to do with him.
yeah, booking him as that, eliminating everybody from every kind of, Rumble style competition or
Yeah, and actually booking him, letting him talk a bit, letting him do some shit. So
oh, I'm sure he can talk just fine.
yeah.
But like, what's the point, right? Because remember like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago now, this probably would have been longer than that, when Luke Harper came back to save Rowan.
Yeah, and for like a week or two,
It's
we're
just
like, okay,
gone.
he's back.
That's what I don't get. That's one thing about, like, imagine when something like that happens, I get why these dudes are pissed.
Yeah,
Or these dudes are just not happy.
Even Moxley himself, he was saying, he's like, when he was with WWE, he's like, please, I hate that you're making me want to leave. Like, I don't want to have to walk away from this, but
He
you
did
fucking
say
are
that.
miserable.
Which interview was that in particular? I think it may have been...
May have been on Jericho's.
It may have been on the Jericho thing. He did a good thing on JR's like a live show before whatever their last pay-per-view was, Full Gear.
Yeah.
And he kept repeating that, like, please don't make me turn down millions of dollars. Like, stop making me do
Yeah,
this.
it's like, just give me one good story.
Give me one good story and I'll take your millions of dollars. But guys, like, and he ended up saying no.
Yeah.
He bought it. He has a house for him and his wife. He bought a house for his mom, and then he's kind of like, fuck, don't make me say no.
Yeah. But it's working out well for all parties involved.
Well, it's certainly working out well for the Moxman and AEW. I don't know how well it's working for.
Well, I mean, his wife Renee, she's got.
Of course. I also heard he was on a thing lately, that he said that Renee's pretty much like untouchable in the thing, and
they really like her there.
It was coming out like, or people were just saying like, "Yo, Moxley, maybe you shouldn't say all this shit about." WWE, and I think obviously like he's holding some of it back because he is aware that that Renee works there. But the next quote that he said was just kind of like, she's untouchable over there at WWE. Like or Fox, whoever it is, loves her so much that it doesn't matter that she's married to arguably one of the biggest stars on the planet right now.
Yeah.
Who doesn't even work for the like formerly of your company, like jumped the ship. And
I've heard that
she's good.
I've heard that like other companies are scouting her, trying to like snag like ESPN or Fox or shit like for their own.
Because she's good.
Sports, she's a good. She's just a good broadcaster.
She's a good broadcaster, and
she's not controversial. She's not like Corey Graves and stuff, just tweeting things out there that. She's very
and just like a strong woman in the industry. Like, you know, you can't think about that. It's like it's the Doris Burke effect. Like, Doris Burke is so good at what she does, and everyone just naturally likes her. Renee has that about her, where she's just good at doing this job. Everyone's gonna like her, whether it's a market on ESPN or a market in Canada. I mean, you know, we loved her, they loved her. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what she's doing. She's good at her job.
We didn't make her change her last name though. We didn't think it was too French. Renee Paquette.
So how do you think that conversation between Vince and Renee went?
Which one? When
Vince tells Renee, we're changing your name from Renee Paquette to Renee Young.
Oh.
Is that just like
I think it's probably pretty easy.
It's probably pretty easy.
It's like, you know, something quick, something we can market. Something, yeah, I don't know.
No one speaks French anymore.
Yeah.
They're weak.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And then, I guess that way, then WWE owns the name as well, Renee Young.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to own your own name, folks. Pull the old Cena, the old Johnny, the old Johnny Boy C.
Or be famous before you come into the company.
Mm-hmm. Like Cain Velasquez.
Yes, Mr. Velasquez.
Who else has a real name? Humberto Carrillo. That's his real name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh. I did not know that.
Another little fun fact. Not like I was researching any of this stuff for trivia or anything, but another little fun fact: Angel Garza is like their cousins.
Not an angel. Oh, they're cousins.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. They're buds, and they've just grown up together, and they're like first cousins. Like their dads are brothers. So it's a very, very close, very close relation.
So little Angel Garza was running around ripping his pants off all the time, and Humberto was chasing him.
Humberto was chasing him, trying to put his pants back on.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
Come on, man. Wrestle with pants on. Well, it's just like Randy walking around, running around with just a little tighty whities.
All right.
Let's get into the show, though.
Let's dive.
Because we've been diving about Luke Harper, diving about Humberto Carrillo, been doing a lot of outside of the ring talk when there was actually a lot of in-ring action this week. There's a pay-per-view, TLC.
Yes.
Oh yeah, what are they? Kids, heels, baby faces. You're listening to the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast.
Just in case.
In case you had gotten this far and you hadn't figured it out, this is the only wrestling podcast online currently that is hosted by myself, Cameron Osborne, and my co-host Mike the Shoot Shepherd.
Yes.
I've been trying to lean into this to Cameron Thunder Osborne. It'll pop in and out of my head every so often. I'll just sort of like, you know, the thought just sort of goes by. I just think to myself, Cameron Thunder Osborne. It's not bad.
Yeah, you like that one. Eh?
I do like that one. I do like that one, which is funny because out of all the names on myself that I thought I would change for my wrestling name, the middle one was never the one that I thought I'd get rid of. And I'm just kind of swapping Storm for Thunder, and it works every time because I like to think if I was a professional wrestler, I would be a Jushin Thunder Liger type.
Ah, yes.
You know, cover up my face. I'm beloved. Around the world,
some fun, crazy moves, and
doing some crazy moves, and I probably got a few 5-star matches under my belt.
There you go.
Exactly right.
Very good expectations.
That's just, you know, if I'm just saying if I was a wrestler, you know.
Yeah, I dig it.
Well,
I think I'd be a Shawn Michaels type, you know.
Especially when your high school hair.
Yes.
Was
for those that don't know, I did have some long locks back in those days.
Down, and you were at least down to the nips, if not further.
Yeah, I definitely went past the collarbone, depending on the month.
Wow. Yeah. No, that was good. I haven't worked on my look yet. I mean, I guess I'm wearing a mask and pants.
Depends.
I think is the big part.
Yeah, Liger's got like a full-on bodysuit, so pretty much. But depends what you want to do. If you want to show off your arms, show off some tattoos and shit, you know.
That's a good point. But you know,
that one thing a lot of wrestlers do get to have a lot of say in like designing their own gear and shit. Unless there's like a specific character like Zack Ryder, he can kind of pick whatever he wants on his trunks and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of cool.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they're given. I don't think that Vince McMahon is that stifling that he's telling you what you can and cannot wear. That would be a bit much. That would be a bit much. Let's kick off though. Review. Around this time, of course, in December. Last year's TLC was hot. We had. I think this was the show where we had that Becky, Asuka, Charlotte match.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was a hot match. I'm sure we had something else, but let's. Now you probably watched the kickoff. I did not. Well, I watched it like after the fact because it turns out that the kickoff match was actually Andrade and Humberto Carrillo.
Yes, this was one of those ones they just announced the day of. But so it was funny. I had during the pre-show, my my brother and my niece and my grandma were there, so I just kind of had this on in the background. And then my grandma started to get sucked in, and she was watching this match. It was actually a pretty good match to watch. So she was like, "Oh," like she wasn't like she's in it. She's like, "Oh,
look at that!"
Like she started talking about the old days, watching, started naming names like I don't know, like Jumpin' Jack Bean and things like that, like weird names. You know?
I remember Jumpin' Jack Bean.
She's like, "Oh, we'd see a wrestling show, and then at halftime they'd have a midget toss, and they would just toss them." And that was a real thing. I'm like, "Holy shit!" I'm like, "All right,
Mike." We like to call it we call it a midge toss now.
A midge toss.
Using the full word, a little
midge.
disrespectful.
Anyway, so she enjoyed the match. Andrade got his eye busted open at one point, so yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
she's
a
one of
little.
those
Nothing
people,
wrong with a
she's
little
like-
blood.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, how do they do that? How do they make it look so real?"
It's like, oh shit, grandma, that one actually is real.
Yeah. But anyways, Humberto Carrillo hits a beautiful reverse Rana off the top rope and then a moonsault, and he gets the win. So nice opening match. Grandma gives it thumbs up.
Grandma gives it thumbs up after the match. Andrade walks back up to the Titantron and leaves Zelina Vega behind. She's just kind of standing by the ring.
Yeah, they were kind of beefing.
Further, I mean, I think last week on Raw, it felt like a little hint of them breaking up, which would suck, but I get it. I feel like the two of them are both super open about, like in the online sphere, about their actual
Yeah, who they're
relationships.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't lead to a cuckold story, I'm okay.
Oh
with.
my God, no! I don't think you could. I don't think you would cuck Charlotte. I think Charlotte must have some
She's
kind of like
uncuckable.
veto power of like stories. She has to, or she'll just say no. And then what are you going to do?
I don't think they would
Fire
do that to Charlotte
Flair?
either. They hold her too highly.
Yeah, which sucks because it would be nice to see Andrade and Zelina Vega work together. I remember it was a couple weeks ago, maybe it was just last week, when Sami Zayn was like, "I'm not cleared to wrestle, but I've got my manager license." Like,
Yeah,
that could be
so-
a whole show. Give me an hour of just manager school, where you have the likes of, you got Paige, you got Zelina Vega, Sami Zayn, all learning how to be managers. That would be
Like Jimmy Hart's up there. helping
Jimmy
keep the
Hart's
class.
up there. Of course, he's got his megaphone.
Yeah, he's like, "All right."
Oh,
Yeah, everyone
goddamn.
Yeah. So you'd want to, all right, WWE Network, we're giving you ideas.
We're just
Manager
giving
school.
giving you ideas and sequel Manager School 2.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe
School's out.
some kind of feature length movie, or just throw 15 minutes into Raw, because sometimes these Raw segments go a little bit too long, and you're sort of thinking to yourself, "Man, we could cut this out.
Yeah.
We could cut
Well,
this out."
there you go. New seg.
Let's kick off the show though, because TLC. So we got all sorts of stuff. We're gonna kick off with a ladder match. Actually, it's the New Day taking on the Revival. The New Day defending their SmackDown Tag Championships, which I always forget that they're the fucking champions.
Yeah,
But we kick off the show and they get like almost 20 minutes and have a great time doing it.
Yeah, this was a real hot match. Maybe the best of the night when all's said and done. But Kofi was the MVP again, doing all his stuff, jumping all around, bunch of high spots. That one moment where they tip the ladder over and he lands, balances on the top rope. Just everyone eating some punishment here, getting slammed onto ladders. Big E kind of takes an awkward fall at one point off the tipping ladder, and he sells that knee pretty well. What was
the?
I don't even think.
What was the finish? It was
Eventually,
a big
Kofi-
ending off the ladder.
Yeah, Kofi was like, Big E hits the big ending off the ladder, which looked great, and then Kofi was kind of like trapped in the ladder with his legs, and then he like sits back up, knocks Dawson off with the belt, grabs the belts to retain the title. So ended up being a pretty awesome match. Great opener. Wasn't even supposed to be a ladder match until they just added that stip.
Until they just decide. Well, I mean, you figure if it's for the belts, it has to be. It has to be.
Yeah,
a ladder
I'm glad
match.
we got another. I'm glad we got it.
This was the New Day does. I really enjoy when the New Day has weapons. They somehow they somehow find real fun ways to make it work. I think of that Hell in a Cell maybe 2 years ago against the Usos, which was I can't really remember the rest of the card, but I do remember that being my favorite match on the card.
Yeah, that was one of the best tag matches of the year, I think.
Of the year, yeah. The New Day is great at and Kofi Kingston's so quick, and he makes weapons look fun. I didn't see this because, of course, it was pre-show, but I guess during the pre-show, the Revival came out and started talking shit to Booker T. Did this actually happen? I just heard about it.
This was probably one of the parts where I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, so he comes out and talks shit to Booker T. Then the Revival challenges Booker T to bring Harlem Heat back together.
Oh.
And the Rumble is taking place in Houston, which is actually Booker T and Stevie Ray's hometown. So it looks like we're gonna get a little Harlem Heat reuniting squash.
The shoot meter.
The shoot meter is
predicting
hot.
Harlem. The heat from Harlem is shooting this thing up.
I mean,
you're calling.
we were here at SummerSlam in Toronto, and there was no shoot meter of the Edge showing up. Oh, sorry,
Yes.
just Edge rather.
Just-
Sorry.
the
Edge.
Well, he
the
is
Edge
the Edge,
showed
but-
up. The Edge was
Yes.
there. Came down to the wrestling ring and started playing "When the Streets Have No Name." And then Edge
and he hit a
came out.
spear,
And he hit a spear on someone.
which I was told he was never to do again. So there's hot rumors going on about Edge now.
Who did he hit it on? I don't really remember. He just kind of came out and then
Elias maybe.
Elias, that sounds about right. He said something shitty about Kawhi and the Leafs.
Yeah,
And then we booed him out of the building.
Nice surprise.
Next match, though. Let's move on to the next match because Buddy Murphy knocked.
He knocked.
He knocked
found
once
the
and
door.
then left immediately. Do you remember that? But
Yeah,
Aleister
Nicky.
Black and Buddy Murphy is the next match we have on the card. This was fantastic.
Yeah, we were both excited for this going in, and I think it definitely delivered. The first bit of the match, I felt like the crowd wasn't, after coming off that ladder match, they took a bit to warm up, but they got into it by the end. Also, gotta mention Aleister Black wearing those green trunks with like this big poop stain on the back. It looked like
It was a weird
good.
color scheme.
It's a
It was
bit
like forest colors.
yeah, like I've never seen him wear anything but black, so it just kind of. I'm not saying it was an ugly color, just
It's the way
stood
it
out a
happens.
bit.
Just the way it happens. Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black gets busted open too right off the bat. Samoa Joe and Jerry Lawler are really selling us on his nose is broken.
Yeah, who the other guy? I forget who it was. Kept mentioning the jaw. I'm like, his
Yeah,
nose is bleeding.
who is
Talk
that
about
other guy? Who the fuck is that guy?
I can't remember what
Oh,
it was. It
skinny white-
was
skinny
it
white
Vic
guy.
Joseph.
Nah,
Vic Joseph.
Anyways, who the heck knows?
Yeah, so his nose was busted. Just bleeding for pretty much the rest of the match. So Murphy's just targeting it, hits him with some kicks, and both of them hitting some stiff-looking strikes, looking for that killing blow, which eventually Aleister does hit with the big black mask to pick up the win. Great match.
How many big matches do Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy need to have? Matches that tear the house down, best on the card, pay-per-view or television. How many of these do we need before one of these guys gets pushed?
Well, hopefully this is the start of that. I think they might have like another 2 matches.
Oh yeah, really just sell it. And
Like
then,
Buddy Murphy will win one, and then Black will win the last, and then Black will get pushed pretty hard, and hopefully Murphy will still get pushed. But I feel like Black will be the bigger of the two.
He has that more of like a sellable look. I feel.
Yeah,
to him.
that's the presence, the entrance, the tattoos.
Yeah, but Buddy Murphy has been crushing it ever since Who Killed Roman Reigns. We've been asking ourselves, why isn't Buddy Murphy in this spotlight? And it sucks to see these guys go less than not that much time. I would have probably rather maybe a couple other matches time shifted around, maybe give these guys a lot of time.
Yes. Although I will say they did keep this pay-per-view pretty lean. It was over by like 10 after 10 or something.
It was pretty lean.
They've been doing well.
Not a lot of body fat on these.
10:30. I think they've learned a bit less is more. Like the last 3 or 4 have ended up before 10:30.
And then save the long ass ones. Like we don't mind doing, let's say 3 long ass pay-per-views a year. Let's say.
Yeah,
let's
you
say
got your
right.
Manias,
The
you got your
Rumble
Rumbles.
and Mania are going to be long.
Yeah.
let's keep the other guy short and sweet. Like
you
we
go.
don't mind doing that as fans.
Exactly.
Speaking of short and sweet, we had another tag match coming up. The Viking Raiders issued an open challenge last week on Raw, I guess, and the OC were the ones who answered the call. Who I forgot they come out with their trophy from their Saudi Arabia thing. I forgot they had won that best tag team in the world tournament. Like you would think, I totally forgot because they're not really getting pushed in their own. They're in this AJ storyline still. But the best.
You got to admit that trophy is better than the other one.
It's 100% better, and anybody carrying it is better than Shane McMahon carrying it. But yeah, we have a quick match, and the Viking Raiders end up getting a little dub.
I think they just kind of fought outside the ring, and there was a big count out, and that's how it ended.
Oh, is it a double
Both
count
teams
out? Does
got
that mean
counted
like
out.
nobody wins?
I think so.
Is that what that
it was
means?
just-
Okay.
Yeah, and as we said before, the open challenge, it always creates a little mystery, but 80% of the time it's never
Yeah.
like it wasn't an exciting answer, but whatever.
Yeah.
On to the next.
Whatever. We move on. We move on to the first TLC match of the night. Actually, it was. So what do we have? So we had King Corbin, Baron Corbin, taking on Roman Reigns in our first TLC matchup. Right off the bat, there were no dogs to be seen.
Yes.
That-
No can above the ring. This
No
was
can above the ring. Imagine if it was one of those, like it's like one of the, like an automatic can opener, and the first person to like press the button, and then I was picturing, maybe like dog food falling on the ring. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't predict that. I was so heavy in on this dog poop stuff.
Well, it's good. They didn't do it. It was just a simple win by pin or submission. No poop. We did get some weapons, though. We got the tables, chokeslam through a table, chair shots. Eventually, Dolph Ziggler comes out, super kicks Roman out of nowhere, and then the Revival come out. So we got a big gang helping Corbin. So Reigns tries to fight them all off. He hits his big dive to the floor. He goes to hit a spear on Corbin. And then Ziggler just throws a chair right in his face. Just nails him pretty good. And then Revival hit a shatter machine. Corbin hits the end of days onto a steel chair to pick up the win. So, unfortunately, I think this feud will continue.
Unfortunately, you know what? This felt like one of those classic overbooked messes.
Yeah.
That being said, though, Baron Corbin still feels like one of the most genuine heels right now. Like there's
that end of days. No one's ever kicked out of the end of days.
It's a good look. It's a good looking move. But not only that, I don't think there's a single crowd in North America that would cheer for Baron Corbin. so
yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's a good. Like some heels are so good and cool that everyone cheers him, but not Corbin. That's not happening.
And I think he's a good enough in-ring performer.
Yeah,
where it's not like a Nia Jax situation. We're not booing him because we don't like the booking.
Yeah.
It's like we're booing him because you're good at what you're doing. So you are.
Like
a piece
those
of
matches
shit.
with Gable showed that he can have good matches. We can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
And, it makes you cheer for the other guy even more because everyone wants to see Corbin lose.
Everyone wants to see Corbin lose. Yeah, something tells me this isn't the end. This isn't the last we're gonna see of this little
This
feud.
isn't the end of days for this feud.
Something tells me it's not the end of days. But let's keep moving on where we have actually a Universal Championship match. Where
I don't even know if it was for the belt.
I
never got that straightened out.
I never got
Doesn't
that
matter.
straightened out either. But we do have The Miz taking on not The Fiend, but actually Bray Wyatt. The Friday before the pay-per-view, this was actually a great like promo that they did promoting the match. They had a camera crew and Renee come to The Miz's house. Where the Miz was there with Maurice and like their kids, and then creepy shit starts happening. It's like
Maurice
a doll.
is like Mike. Calls him up.
yeah. There's a little doll, little fiend doll amongst their kid. Like one of their daughters is like stuff. I really enjoyed that part of the angle, kind of like simultaneously plugging, I'm sure their reality show that they have. I'm sure that's what they wanted
Miz
to
and
do
Mrs.
while bringing Renee onto a SmackDown, which we haven't had happen yet. I thought this was a great angle, a great way to push this like weird little feud that's kind of happening. Unfortunately,
I thought the kid did well too. The kid seemed like it was actually scared for a second when they ran in and grabbed her.
yeah. Whenever
I feel like there was something in that room that was actually scaring her.
Whenever I see a kid crying on television or in a movie, I just always wonder, like, did they intentionally scare this person? Did somebody put on
do they actually have the Fiend in the corner, like ducking down with the mask on.
Imagine, yeah. Oh my god. Oh my, that would fuck you up so much. That would fuck you up so much. It was like my parents used to have some guy dress up in like a mask that looks like your face torn off.
Yeah.
And he scared me.
And then I would see him on TV attack people and do shit.
Yeah, he would stick their hand down. He would stick his hand down their throats. But anyways, we do get the actual match itself where it's fun. Like Bray Wyatt comes out as Bray Wyatt. We
got
the Firefly Funhouse.
And,
he's waving. He's
his entrance,
smiling.
He was like the way he was playing to the crowd. He went to go in the ring and then come out and go in and one more time, and they're cheering for him, and he's like, "Stop it!" He was all smiling. But early on, he's not putting up much of a fight. Miz is beating him around, hits a skull crushing finale, but doesn't go for a pin, which was the mistake because then Bray just kind of starts getting more aggressive, and eventually he does hit that Sister Abigail, gets the win. And then after the match, the Fiend shows up on the screen, and then
back on the air, folks. Back on the air. You didn't miss much. Pretty much, are we getting Daniel Bryan, the Fiend? Are we getting that Rumble?
The big Daniel Bryan, yes, he's back. He's got his fresh short hair, still a little bit of a beard, a little stubble there. Looks like that'll probably be your Royal Rumble Universal Title match.
Goo, this could be a match of the year. Early.
Well, it'll have to be 2020. It's I'm excited. I'm sure they'll get a nice match. I don't know what the Fiend's wrestle. Is it going to be the Fiend versus Roman at WrestleMania? Is that where they're aiming for?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know, but either way, Bryan, you can't go wrong with Bryan in any world title match.
You really can't go wrong with face Bryan. We're moving on. We're almost at our main event, but first we need a tables match because we did have a ladders match. We didn't have a chairs match, but we do have a tables match. Finally, we're getting the cuck build feud coming to a head. I'm down to skip this one. Bobby Lashley and Lana taking on Rusev in a tables match. Mike, did Lana go through the table?
No, unfortunately. She was just kind of...
was
just out there yelling the whole time.
I thought she was going through a table.
Yeah, no. We did get a guardrail at one point that got bent when Rusev got slammed. But,
that doesn't count.
And some kendo sticks, so it wasn't all tables. But eventually, Lana jumps on Rusev's back. That's about all you get from her. So that causes the distraction long enough. Lashley goes to hit a spear onto a table in the corner, but then they just kind of bounce off of it. But luckily, there was another table set up in the opposite corner, so Lashley just, with some quick thinking, just grabs Rusev, suplexes him through the other table to get the win.
Lashley winning only makes sense. Like I guess the feud's not done.
Yeah, they want to keep pulling in those YouTube numbers.
They want to keep pulling in those YouTube numbers. I don't know. I think for me, it's got to be Lashley. I think that's the part of this that doesn't work.
Well, yeah, Rusev's over. People love Rusev.
Oh, people love Rusev's over as hell. I just don't see Bobby Lashley fitting at all.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, once this feud's over, where does he go from here?
Who the hell?
Rusev can recover from any of this because people love him.
Into the next cuck storyline, of course.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's get to it's main event time though, because we still have another TLC matchup to go, and of course this one is for the Women's Tag Championship. Kabuki Warriors taking on Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. Main event Charlotte. I'm just gonna call it right here.
Main event Becky as well. This was the match that I wanted for the main event.
This was the match that you wanted for the main event. You booked this properly, and quite a brawl.
Yes, this is kind of a match of two tales, if you will. This was. I thought it started off well enough. The match was going good. We got some stiff chair shots. Charlotte got super kicked in the face with a chair. Becky hit a leg drop off the second rope through a table to the outside. At one point, the Kabuki Warriors got out some rope, and then they tied Becky to a ladder like an old cartoon villain on a train track. So she was, but then things started to go off the rails a bit as. I don't know the exact spot that it happened, but Kairi Sane was clearly injured and probably concussed at one point. And it had a big effect going forward from that match. She went for an insane elbow through the table but didn't break. And then after that, you could see Becky just kind of talking to her when she could throughout the match to kind of get her through it. But unfortunately, I don't think Charlotte got the message right away because as Kairi walks around the corner, Charlotte runs up and hits one of the worst spears ever. As Kairi just kind of awkwardly crumples because she was she couldn't even take the bump. She was fucked up.
I think the spot happened on the apron somewhere. I think at one point Kairi Sane got slammed to the apron and head first.
So either way, she was out of it, and then Charlotte picks her up, or Charlotte slaps her in the face because I think she didn't know. She's like, "You're fucking up my spear." But then she picks her up, goes to do a power bomb, and Kairi can't even get herself up. But Charlotte just muscles her up, hits the power bomb through the table. So that's gotta suck. But then later on, Asuka and Kairi tie the rope to the ladder in the ring. Becky and Charlotte get some chairs. Charlotte goes to hit Kairi, and she just kind of like cowers and runs to Becky to be hit by her instead because she's like, "You know what's up. You're gonna."
You know what's up.
So Becky did some weak ass chair shots on her, and the crowd started booing this because I don't think they knew what was going on. And then,
which is funny because it felt obvious watching it.
Yeah, like because we've seen these like Becky and Sasha and Charlotte. They've done some weapon matches and they've gone all out. So I knew something was wrong. Like, man, so eventually Kairi's just kind of, there was fan footage that shows Becky just kind of rolls Kairi under the ring to like let her
she was gone for at least 10 minutes. She was gone for at least like 10 minutes at one point. Let's get to the ending though.
Yeah, Asuka and Becky, they're alone in the ring. They're fighting. So the rope is tied around the part of the ladder. Becky tosses Asuka out of the ring, climbs the ladder, but then Asuka pulls on the rope to tip the ladder over, and then she gets back in, climbs up, grabs the title to win the match for her and Kairi Sane. But just at the end, I just felt bad for Kairi. It hurt the match, but obviously her safety is more important. But yeah, something happened to her. She was definitely injured.
She was definitely injured some way. I think this was the finish, though. I think.
Yeah, I think it was still the finish.
This is the finish. I think Asuka and Becky Lynch at the Rumble next year sounds totally appropriate.
Yeah, the Becky herself says Asuka's the one she hasn't beat. She's never beat her, so
never beat her clean.
Unfinished business.
Except this wasn't the end of the pay-per-view because, of course, after the match, a massive brawl spills into the arena.
Yeah, the King and the Big Dog.
Roman and Baron. That's all you gotta know.
Yeah.
So we know that's still going on. Give that Baron Corbin heat.
We did get Roman hit like a spear off a balcony onto a big crowd of wrestlers or something.
Sure.
Crowd
but yeah, all in all, it was quick, which was nice. What was your? Did you have a match of the night here?
Probably Buddy and Black and the New Day ladder match. They were both really good.
Those two, yeah. Unfortunately for me, the show kind of fell down.
Yeah, the main event. I mean, that was the one I had high hopes for, and if it wasn't for that injury, who knows how the
quick injury spot.
The finish would have been the same, but I think it would have been smoother, and maybe a couple more spots they didn't get to. But
yeah, I know. Hopefully. Uncle Dave, saying what we're saying. That's pretty much all you got to know.
Yeah.
And there you have it. That was TLC. Let's keep moving on because of course the week doesn't stop on Sunday. No, of course the week starts on a Monday, and usually on a Monday usually at the beginning of the week we kick off with our tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. Because you're running out of time here. There's only a couple more weeks left in the year. Of course, the Tweety League Championship never stops, but you got to get it in before the end of the year.
Exactly. We're crunching the numbers. Who's going to be the top Tweet of the Week?
Who's going to be the top Tweet of the Week champion? Who's the top wrestler of the week? All these numbers are being crunched. Last week, of course, our Tweet of the Week champion. Who was it? It was Randy Orton, just for saying some nice things about.
Yes, a rare, very kind.
A rare Randy Orton tweet that's not about his wife's tits or vaping. Which doesn't happen too often. This week's Tweet of the Week champion, however, is going actually to at WWE Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, new Tweet of the Week champion, who comes up to say, "Dear Daniel Bryan, nobody likes a bully. I was so excited to see you." Which was fantastic. I love this. This difference, this Fiend and Bray Wyatt difference. Now that we've seen Bray Wyatt and we know he's a real person.
Yeah.
I do like this, having them on the screen at the second, having the Fiend on the screen when Bray Wyatt was in the middle of the ring, kind of having that idea that they are two different people.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and Bray, he's one of the guys where keeping kayfabe is actually good for him on Twitter, like stuff like this.
Yeah, very important, right? Because, a lot of that, kayfabe is important, especially for a character with this sort of mythology or with this sort of, allure around him.
Yeah.
If it's one thing if it's somebody who's their shtick is they're just a normal guy.
Yeah.
Or a normal gal, but Bray Wyatt pretty much needs this allure. So Bray Wyatt, 2-time Tweet of the Week champ.
Oh, there you go.
This is the second time that he has won the prestigious award.
Yowie wowie.
Yowie wowie. But of course, like we said, wrestling keeps moving on because it was Sunday. We had some TLC, and that we're up for Monday Night Raw the very next night.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
The fallout, of course. The fallout of a pay-per-view without Seth Rollins on it.
Yeah, that was fun.
I wanted to. I didn't, but I did think how many when was the last pay-per-view that either Seth wasn't on, or then I started thinking when was the last pay-per-view that Seth or Roman wasn't on. I think that might go back a few years.
Yeah, that's probably got to be a while.
So yeah, of course. We got a couple cuck storylines that are still popping, and Becky Lynch needs a new challenger. So let's kick off Monday Night Raw with Seth Rollins. Actually, Seth Rollins and AOP. He comes out in his all black leather. Good look for heel Seth. Gotta say.
Yeah, and he's his promos just feel much better when he's a heel. It's just more natural. Everything. We don't like you right now, so let's lean into it.
Who can you think of anyone out there, or does anyone come to mind if you think of a natural? I don't want to say a natural face, but who's the guy who anytime they turn face it never, or anytime they turn heel it never works, but every time they're face it pops. Does anybody come to mind with that? Because when I think this version of Seth is being fantastic, and I think everyone would say that pre-Seth, blonde hair Seth, was also fantastic, right? Maybe his face runs are actually subpar.
Yeah.
And does anyone come to mind? Just you as a a fan of it all?
Where you're asking the opposite, people who can't be heel?
Yeah.
Because the crowd likes them? Well, I thought Daniel Bryan would do that, but he's just too good of a wrestler. That if you're that good of a wrestler, it doesn't matter. You can make people boo you.
He can make it work no matter what. Even the Miz, I have a tough time sometimes face Miz because he's so naturally a smarmy dude, smarmy white guy that sometimes when they try to make us like him a little bit too much, I'm like, oh, let's reel it back. He's still the Miz.
I feel like people like him not because he's trying to be a face. It's more just because of the longevity and the respect now, rather than his babyface character.
Rather than his babyface character, but back to Seth. He comes out. He's willing to do whatever is necessary, right? Rather than what is popular. He's a solid leader, and he said that Kevin Owens paid that price. Kevin Owens paid that price of doing something that was necessary, that wasn't the popular decision. But he's going to lead Raw into 2020, which I think is the most important part.
Yeah, he's playing his whole "I'm the locker room leader" shit. And
he's just kind of I'm doing that. I'm sorry, but it's what I had to do, and then we're
sorry, not sorry.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry. And we're gonna need someone to, especially with AOP standing there, there's gonna have to be some big motherfuckers to come down who to tell Seth that no.
Yeah, and I like the pairing right now of AOP and Seth. Makes them.
It boosts everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Boost everyone. But after that, we do have a non-title match, which was actually a repeat of the night before.
Yes, in the last 2 or 3 months.
With the opposite ending. I don't know. We had the Viking Raiders taking on the OC. And after this was probably the best, I thought, maybe or it felt like the best interaction of all these guys. But
they actually had a finish.
They actually had a finish.
Ivar went for a moonsault off the top rope. I don't think we've seen him do that before. And then the funny part was when so Gallows and Anderson hit the Magic Killer to pick up the win. And then Samoa Joe is on commentary going, new champs! Oh, wait a minute.
I missed that. I must have missed that.
Wasn't a title match.
Was not a title match.
He was so excited. He thought his fellow, the AOP, he was happy. He thought they were one.
Was
Are
not
they Samoan?
You mean the
I mean, I don't know. I fucked up.
AOP? No. They did. Remember those few promos that they did where they were backstage? They were speaking some kind of like Arab dialect. It felt like.
I think they were both speaking different languages from one another.
They were? Okay.
Somewhat, that's what I was told.
But yeah, this is just some classic 50-50 booking right here. I wonder how many times like this exact situation has happened, right? Where a no contest the night before on a pay-per-view followed by an actual win.
Yeah.
But not by a non-champ, sort of like put these sort of things together in a non
just means we're gonna see them again.
Exactly, right?
Seems
Let's we'll see it again.
So then we had a quick backstage. Sarah Schreiber was interviewing Eric Rowan to try to find out what's in the cage.
What's in the cage?
And he just says, "Mind your business." And then he heads to the ring for his match against this little
It's the sheep mask. It's the sheep mask.
I hope not. We need more than just a mask. But
no, that's exactly how underwhelming it's going to be. It's going to be a rubber mask in a cat cage.
So Rowan chases this jobber. He runs under the ring, pops out the other side. He goes for a peek under that cloth, but Rowan grabs him and kills him. So
yeah, no, dude, I would take one of those claw choke slams to see what's in that cage. I think I could take one bump if it meant me running around getting a peek on what's in that cage.
What if someone takes a bump onto the cage?
No, because then I think that would potentially damage whatever, like the cage itself.
Well, what if they just fill it with like a bunch of fake jelly
Stuff.
and shit? Makes it look like guts come
jelly.
out.
Make it look like guts and
Hollywood
blood
jelly.
A Hollywood jelly, okay.
Whoever makes the Fiend's makeup can
looks like
some
blood and guts.
Morbid looking.
Yeah. What can you do? What can you do where there's been no actual like development in the last since whenever this kind of came?
Yeah, they can only do it for so long before we start getting pissed off.
You can only do it for so long. But enough about what's in the cage. I like cucks.
Wait, before this, something very important happened.
Could anything be more important than?
Yes,
Nothing is
months.
more important than watching a cuck on television.
I've been waiting months for this. Last week there was a short little snippet just saying Liv Morgan's makeover.
Yes,
and that was it. But then this week we get a full vignette for Liv Morgan. She's just kind of reflecting on her career, looking at her reflection in the mirror, saying she must destroy herself so the real her can emerge. And this whole scene was just kind of nicely filmed in this fancy home with like a big bath and everything. And
yes,
I don't know. So they're trying to give her some character, which I like. She's committed. If she's committed to it, this could be great. I've missed her. So the way Bliss and Cross changed Nikki Cross's career, this could help Liv Morgan. Something is what they're giving her.
We've been chatting for months. Will Liv Morgan be the guest and the next guest of Firefly Funhouse? Right. Prepare Bray Wyatt up with. Female superstar, make a little stable. I don't know. Something could work, or Liv Morgan do her own thing. Liv Morgan gives me Alexa Bliss vibes, where she could be good enough out of ring to be, or like if she's like Alexa Bliss, fantastic on the microphone. If Liv Morgan kind of do that, also fantastic on the microphone, she's already good enough in ring.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
With a solid character, she could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this thing seems like it might be leaning the direction of a heel character, so we'll see.
Possibly.
She's got no more pink hair; it's back to blonde, and it looks like no blue tongue. So she's getting
she's doing less of that, like acting like she's a fucking teenager or something.
Yeah. I mean, I dig it, but I dig any. I'm ready. I'm on for the ride. Liv, let's see where we're going.
Let's see where we're going. Let's move on.
All right. Yes, you're dying to get to this cuck angle.
I'm dying to get to this because usually when I search, if I'm cruising around the web late at night, Pornhub.com, usually my first, maybe that's what it is. I'm thinking that they could type in some kind of porn-related search line for this angle, and that's what's getting the hits. Like large black man
People are
takes
searching that on YouTube.
takes white woman. Like, I don't know. I can picture the tags happening, and porn runs the internet these days. Because we're post TLC. Bobby Lashley's here, Rusev's here, Lana's here, and guess what? We're getting a little proposal.
Oh,
That's
yes.
right. Lana comes out. We can stop calling her the Ravishing Russian. Let's just get that out of our heads. She's talking to us about her
I don't
hot
think none of us
boyfriend,
called.
who she loves, of course, and where she actually asks Bobby Lashley to marry her.
No, she asks him to ask her.
To ask her. There we go. She asks him.
She gives him the ring.
She gives him. Yeah.
This was probably one of my favorite of Bobby Lashley's acting, though. Like the way he looked at the ring, his eyes were bugging out of his head.
He's got
and
big
he
eyes too.
hesitates. Yeah, it was good selling. And then the way he hesitates, he's like, "Hey, I don't like when anybody tells me what to do, except for you." And then he gets on his knee and proposes to Lana. She says, "Yes, yes, yes." So this must be, of course, leading to a live wedding angle we haven't had in a few years.
We haven't had a live wedding. This will be great. I don't think there's been a live wedding since especially since we've been doing the show, right? So I'm real excited to see
been like
how
6
that.
or 7 years or something since we've had one.
I'm really excited to see how that's going to play out. Sometimes it feels like Lana is just like Lana's attempt, or Lana's like promos are just an attempt to get heat by her being as unbearable as possible.
Annoying, yeah.
Like it sort of seems like every single promo, it seems like she's getting through lines, like like there's like a moment there where it's just you're getting booed because you're so not
Where it's like,
pleasant.
shut up, bitch.
Exactly. It's like this, which I don't know. I mean, it's a way to get heat, but I feel like it's not a great way to get heat.
Yeah, it can't be your only way.
No, I feel like and that's the thing. Yeah, we got to work on that right now.
Yeah, but this segment was actually not bad. Like it was pretty quick. I liked Lashley's acting.
It was pretty quick. It was pretty quick. Let's move on. Let's move on to one of the big to some big stuff actually today. We had a number 1 contenders gauntlet match. Was that not next?
I'm trying to think. R-Truth, didn't he come out? That was the start of the gauntlet match. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he comes out. He does this whole rap. He starts talking about his hero, John Cena.
Classic stuff.
So the winner of this gauntlet match gets a U.S. title shot. Starts off with R-Truth versus Akira Tozawa. Truth misses his scissor kicks, and then Tozawa pins him, eliminates him, and then the gaggle comes out, chases him away. That was the end of that.
Yeah, that was the end of that. Sure. So we still have Tozawa in there, but next up coming was someone the superhero himself.
Yes,
Ricochet comes out. A little back and forth action before I don't know. There's some sort of like springboard clothesline that looked pretty good, and a couple of shooting star press that looked pretty good. Almost got
for
the win.
The quick little bit of time they had, they had a good little match.
But Ricochet ends up getting the recoil for the win. Tozawa's eliminated. But up next, though,
Matthew Hardy.
He comes out. Matt Hardy. It's been fun seeing him on television the last 3 or 4 weeks, hoping to delete Ricochet.
Yes.
I didn't even write that down. I just thought of that. That joke just came to my head.
So they
he almost gets the win, like right off the bat too.
Yeah, they slug it back and forth for a bit. Matt goes for his twist of fate, but Ricochet counters, rolls him up, gets the 3 count. So and then we get Ricochet with Humberto Carrillo's the next man out. Carrillo offers a handshake to start the match, but Ricochet accepts it. And then he pulls him in and goes for the cradle, a slightly heelish tactic from the otherwise pure babyface Ricochet. But no, these guys had a good match. They actually got a good amount of time. Zelina Vega just kind of came out and watched from the ramp, maybe scouting. Eventually, there was this big exchange. Carrillo hits a Canadian Destroyer and follows up with a moonsault to pin Ricochet. So a good match from those two.
And then what happens after that? I think Ricochet is eliminated, but then Andrade comes out and attacks. Doesn't he come Humberto Carrillo from behind?
Yeah,
just kind of
so I don't think they even officially got to have
There was a no contest. This was officially a no contest. So
Yeah, he just
Andrade
kinda
attacks Humberto, and then Rey Mysterio comes out to make the save, where Andrade kind of runs away. This was a lot of
But
fun.
not in time. He did hit them on the concrete floor with the hammerlock DDT.
It's
So
like
that's a stretch
everything
job.
except for the lack of finish
Yeah, like yeah,
was
so
just
we
like the
don't,
shittiest part, right? But we do, so yeah, officially this match, we ended in a no contest here and we went to commercial. After the break, we do come back, and then Humberto Carrillo is actually getting stretchered out of the arena.
Yeah.
And Rey Mysterio is kind of standing there, only to have Seth Rollins and AOP with pipe in hand.
The very pipe that Ray lent him.
Pipe on a pole match, Extreme Rules, January, book it.
Royal
Book it. I think we have. Do we not have Extreme Rules before that, or is that after that? I'm telling you,
No,
pipe on a
that's
pole. Just wait. Just wait. I might have been wrong
Pipe on
about.
a pole.
I might have been wrong about the dog crap, but I'm right about pipe on a pole.
We can do it. Yeah, we can do it.
They can do it.
They beat down on Ray. He's got the steel pipe, and he's like, I just want to give it back, and they leave him beaten in the ring. No one helps Ray. Poor Ray.
And then so we have this little beatdown angle, and then Rollins issues a formal challenge to Rey Mysterio for a match next week, which I guess is our.
Is that the U.S. title match?
I don't know.
Did he just jump the whole
I guess
gauntlet?
so. Yeah. I guess because Rey Mysterio is the champion of that belt. And I guess that's the holiday episode of Raw. I guess I think that's actually happening on the 23rd, maybe the 24th
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Apparently, they already taped it. I didn't read any spoilers yet.
Right.
So these poor people had to sit through 6 hours of Raw.
Oh my god, dude! They got two Bobby Lashley angles.
Well,
Oh
we don't know
my
yet.
god! Though,
Probably
they
a
100
Christmas.
they-
Christmas cucking, ladies and
a
gentlemen.
Christmas cuck wedding, which is perfect. We do have some singles women's action coming up though next.
Yes, Asuka taking on the debut of Deonna Purrazzo. And she didn't even get the jobber entrance. She got to have a
She had her own entrance, which was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Of course, Purrazzo, I guess that's her name. Never heard of this woman, but she does not win.
No. But
No.
Asuka just kind of punishes her, locks in the Asuka lock. But
And
we said her name. We know her name. She's not just local jobber.
I prefer this to the jobber thing.
Yeah.
I think like, you know, in the Eric Rowan sense, I just don't get that kind of crap. But I think it is fun to have somebody, you know, have somebody else come in. You know, you can take a loss in a fun 10-minute thing.
Yeah.
You know,
And especially, like, you know, when people don't know who you are, losing to an established name like Asuka's not going to hurt you anyways. And now we know your name, Purrazzo.
and especially like, you know, the winning decisively over somebody from NXT, I think, is not as important anymore. I think there was probably a time where, you know, if, let's say, a world champion went 15 minutes with somebody from NXT, that would devalue the person on the main roster with the world championship because they went so long, let's say, with somebody on the lesser show. But NXT isn't the lesser show anymore.
Not
Like,
at
Adam
all.
Cole should be able to go, you know, a long time, a competitive match with someone on the main roster and not be treated any
did.
differently just because he's on NXT.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm
No,
glad.
and he did.
I'm glad that we're moving up to that, though. We are. It does
Yeah.
seem like we're slowly getting there,
Oh, yeah. They won the war. They won Survivor Series.
especially after
They,
Survivor Series. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Next up, backstage Charlie.
yes,
crushing it.
Yeah, just to follow up on that Asuka thing, she interviews Becky Lynch, and like we said before, she admits she has yet to beat Asuka, so she acknowledges her as the next challenger for the title. So that'll be your Rumble program.
Which is fantastic. There's no other real women's tag contenders right now. I don't really think.
Yeah, and Kyrie, she could use if she needs a month off or whatever, or get her head back. whatever.
Kyrie could use a month off, and suddenly it's Asuka 2 belts.
No.
No, easy there.
No,
The
Becky's holding this till Mania.
The
That's not-
ATB. Okay.
Yeah. Whether it's going to be against Shayna Baszler or Ronda Rousey, that's yet to be seen.
That's
heard
a lot to
it
be
here.
seen. We'll have the shoot meter firing around Mania time for sure, or Rumble time at least.
Yeah. Oh,
It is time for the main event though. We do have AJ Styles taking on the Ran Man.
Yeah. They got a good amount of time here for this main event. Decent little match. Eventually, you know, AJ, he thinks he's got Orton scouted. He goes for the phenomenal forearm, but pump fakes it because Orton goes for the RKO.
Orton goes for it. I liked that. I liked that one.
Yeah. But then AJ goes for it again, and then Orton's like, okay. So then he just hits the RKO anyways. And Randy wins, but it was a good match, good finish.
It seems like you may have. I thought first off, like AJ slipped a little bit, maybe slipped off the rope. You got to figure how many phenomenal forearms does he do before one of them he just slips a little bit, and the guy probably does what 1,000 a year.
He's good enough though that he can. He's good enough.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
It could be on purpose. You wouldn't even know it.
And so is Randy Orton. I mean, like I think like when it comes to a match like this, and I know we saw this last year at Mania, but these are two like 40-year-old dudes doing it who know they know what to do. So and they know how to have a match together, and it was excellent. I don't mind if this keeps going.
Yeah. So Randy wins. Then after the match, OC come out and beat him down. So the Viking Raiders come out to help Orton, and the baby faces stand tall to end the show,
which is also fine. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? And there you have it. That was Monday Night Raw and TLC.
Yes.
Gooey.
Bangarang.
Gooey. We keep moving. Mike, did we want to take a quick break before we keep going on with the show?
Yes. Let's take a quick break.
Let's do that. We're going to take a quick break.
Back.
We're going to be back. Trivia. We got the Wednesday Night Wars. Stick around.
Let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah.
And we're back. Second half of the show.
Every time you do that, I'm doing the Wayne's World.
You're doing the Wayne's World thing. Good. I was picturing that. I was picturing that in my head too.
Yes.
Mike, we're back.
We're back.
What else is cool about being back? I mean, we have the Wednesday Night War, of course. That's coming up. We have by the way, folks, I think Mike, I think this is actually currently we're recording episode 48. Which I don't want to get ahead of myself, but Mike, I think we could actually if we record an episode post Christmas, maybe I don't know, we figure something in to do. There is a chance that the Shooties will be episode 50.
I think we have to record.
I think
one.
It could work.
Maybe like on the 28th or something like that. Record a
Shooties prequel.
We got it. Yeah, we have to. Even if it's just the 1 week, cover just Raw, SmackDown.
That's all we do. That's all we do. Yeah, that's a great idea. The Shooties are coming up.
For the sake of the. Yeah, it's got to be 50. That's a round. That's perfect.
The Shooties are coming up in the new year. And the first couple days of the new year, and that's when it's going to happen. It's going to be great. But before we get to that, that means we're on episode 48 right now, which means that this is the 48th round of trivia.
Trivia. Woo. Trivia. Woo.
I'm pretty sure. Did we do trivia?
We've missed a couple.
Maybe a couple. I might have been getting ahead of myself
many.
on that one. But of course, trivia. We go back and forth. Mike, I have 7 quick answers, quick questions for you. They're like one name answers.
All right. I guess I have 4 for you, but they're kind of. I mean, I wasn't that creative this week, so it might be. We'll see.
Okay. Well, let's do some kind of sandwich, right? I'll go, you go, I'll go, you go.
Yeah.
And we'll see what works. We'll see what works. Mine's sort of thematic at least the idea was thematic to something that we'll see later on Wednesday night. But Mike, today your trivia is all about first WWE Championship wins.
Okay.
We're talking about the belt that Brock Lesnar has and that lineage of belt. Okay.
The WWE Championship.
The WWE Championship, formerly known as all the other things.
The one that goes back all the way.
The one that goes back all the way. So, Mike, I have like 7 and the questions for you, and they're going to be who am I asking you the question about their first championship win, their first WWE Championship win. I think you should be able to get all of these. Okay. So. We're going to start off in 1983. Who won their first WWF championship when the WWF officially cut all ties with the National Wrestling Alliance?
Hello?
I'm still here.
What? Sorry. When the WWF cut all ties with? Did it cut off there?
Oh yeah, I know. It was fine. Sorry. Let me re-ask the question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Who won their first WWF championship after the WWF cut all ties with the NWA?
Okay. I'll say Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, close. We were looking for the Iron Sheik. He was actually the first champion post that little thing, and then Hulk won it from him like a month later.
Yes.
You were close.
Okay. Good. Okay. You want me to give you one of mine?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
All right. So this week may not seem that exciting, folks, but we are going to have a spelling bee.
Okay, let's go.
Let's see how well you know this roster.
I love grammar. Wait, what? Okay, let's keep going.
No, yes, because these are going to be names. Okay?
Okay.
Names, you see them, they pop up on the screen every week, so let's see how well you know, okay?
Okay.
We're starting backstage with one, the only,
Oh, no.
Charlie Caruso.
Charlie Caruso. Okay, I think it's CharlieCaruso.
You got it. The Y did not
The Y.
throw you off.
The Y did not throw me off.
Sorry.
No, I think I knew that because, like, when I think Charlie a man, I think I know maybe.
Yeah. No, you got it. I tried to swerve you, but I didn't work. But I started simple, so there you
It's
go.
gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Mike, okay, here you go. Let's keep on rolling. Let's keep on rolling.
Okay.
Next question for you: who won their first WWF championship at King of the Ring 1998, only to lose it one night later on Monday Night Raw?
Kane.
Kane.
Yes. Which I love the win. I wish he did not lose the next night. He deserved better.
Yeah, I was just looking through some of these things. I thought it was I don't know. I learned a little bit from this trivia also.
Yeah, no. Back in 1998, Kane, he was my top guy. He
was the dude.
He was the monster. He was unbeatable. He was the man. But he got beat the next night, which unfortunately.
Got beat the very next night.
All right. You want to give me another one?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you another one here. In 2006, who won their first WWE championship while actually wrestling for ECW?
Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Smoke 'em Up Dam.
Yeah, get pulled over, lose your title a month later. Damn.
Did you see? Okay, him. I just got to sidestep for a second. Him on like this past week's Impact. Like I
did not.
swear the guy just has
I've seen like his character. Isn't he like a big asshole heel?
pretty
right
much,
now?
yeah, and he's with some like just smoking hot wife, right? That's like his character. But I swear they just have bongs back there in Gorilla. He always just comes out looking like he just hit a bowl. You know that little
Yeah.
like he's still a little lightheaded, and he's maybe
like squinty, eyes glazed.
yeah, he's squinty guys, maybe talking a little bit too much, because his mind's kind of
man,
racing a mile a minute. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, I love it. All right. Are you ready for the spelling bee?
Ready?
How well do you know this man? Aleister Black.
Oh, there's an E and an I in here. Fuck. Okay.
I always fuck this one up. Every week,
I
so-
before E except after C. That's how it goes, right? Except it's pronounced A as a neighbor and way. Alistair. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's. Is it 1L or 2L? A. E-I. I think it's E-I. Okay, yeah, so it's ALLEISTERBLACK.
You were so close. You got the hardest part, but you added an extra L.
I added an L.
Anyway.
Shit, you know what? Oh my god, I saw
The EI, though. I always screw up and put IE, but it's EI.
I before E except after C.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big
There's
one.
no C here. This is AL. I don't.
That's a big
Anyways,
one. That
that one's a twister. That one always fuck. Even though I know it's like I don't know. It flip flops. Anyways.
Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna give you another two.
Yes.
Next question for you, Mike. Who won their first WWF championship by winning the Deadly Game tournament?
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, I guess one of the old classic win a tournament to win the belt thing.
Yes.
Cool.
The tournament was done in one night. They had like 12 matches or something.
And it was at a Survivor Series, I think, or something like
Yeah.
that.
Mankind in the finals, and he got screwed out of the title when The Rock turned heel.
I'm gonna give you.
Vince
I'm gonna give you another one here.
Yes.
And then I've got two more after that. Who won their first WWF championship while Mike Tyson was a special outside enforcer?
Stone Cold.
Steve
Stone
Austin.
Cold.
Steve Austin.
Yes.
You got
that
it.
was my first WrestleMania I got to see live as it was being shown.
Viewed paper.
I think it took place on my brother's birthday, so for his birthday present, we got to order.
Oh, that's
That was back in the day. You actually had to
you had to order it.
I don't know. Yeah, I think we had to go rent a box just to fucking get the thing put on the TV.
You had to rent a pay-per-view
something.
box from Bell.
Anyways, it was fun times. I remember, the next day I was just doing the suck it gesture all over the place.
That's sick.
Suck it.
Do it all over the place.
Anyways,
I would do that
my
at school
next one.
too. I used to do that.
Oh yeah. Next one for you. You've been seeing this guy a lot lately. His name's been a lot, so let's see. Humberto
I knew you were
Carrillo.
gonna say that. Fuck. Okay, I think this is a double L thing also. Humberto Carrillo, and I think so I'm gonna say HU MB.
So we got 3 HUs in a row.
Sorry. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Humberto Carrillo.
Go ahead.
Okay. HUMBERTOCARRILLO.
So close.
Fuck, what did
this
I
one's
miss?
hard. So in it, Carrillo is CARRILLO.
Fuck, I missed an R.
Yeah, that one's got to be tough.
That one is tough. I knew you were gonna say that too.
All right.
You have any more?
I have one more.
Cool.
So you give me.
I'll give you one, and then we'll go back forth.
Yes.
Here we go. Who won their first WWE championship only to have Sheamus cash in on them?
Roman Reigns.
The big dog.
Wolf.
Yes.
All right, my last spelling bee for you.
Okay.
This one, yes, it's kind of like the last one. We'll see which way it goes. You may have seen it coming because we've got Dominic Dijakovic.
Oh my God. Oh my
the
Lord.
final boss.
The final boss. Okay, Dominic, I think it's Dominic with a K at the end, and then Jajakovic. Fuck, it's like DJ. Oh my God, I'm never gonna get the last name.
Take it slow.
I'm never gonna get the last name, and that's what gets me. But it's definitely Dominic with a K. So DOMINIK.
Dominic Dijakovic.
Dijakovic. Fuck, is it DJ or is it like DIJ? I'm gonna say it's DIJ. DIJAKOVIK.
Oh,
So close. What did I miss?
C at the end. A C at the end.
Ah,
instead of a K
no.
For
the C at the
Dijakovic.
end. Oh, I should have known
You
that.
did. You were so there.
It's
You were
like
so there.
Oh
I
my
thought you
God.
had it.
It's like Jokic. I should have known that. I should have
Yeah.
known that. Fuck.
But that was
close. That was close.
You made it further than most men would on that.
That was fun. This was a fun one. Oh,
I wasn't sure if it would be lame or if it would be.
oh, this
cool.
is fantastic. Wrestler spelling bee is absolutely
See, if I picked,
fantastic.
yeah, I couldn't pick Randy Orton. I had to pick. Sylvester
Or, yeah, couldn't pick John Cena, AJ Styles, Kane. Okay, Mike, I got one final question for you, all about first championship wins. Question for you: who won their first WWE championship on a Raw in 2011, only to lose it later that night to Big Match John?
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. I didn't know that. I also just kind of, I guess, like something Triple H was just like, nah, you're good, bro. And then John Cena
that
won
was-
or something.
Yeah, it was another thing where he should have had it for more than a couple hours, and it was kind of like it made John Cena seem kind of like a dick because Ray went through this tournament, he won the belt, and then Cena shows up and is like, "Hey, can I have a shot?"
Can I have a shot? And Triple H is like,
Yeah.
meh. That's what I kind of gathered too, which is kind of weird.
Like, yeah, so it was weird, but
And that was your trivia. That
There
was
you
a lot
go.
of fun. That was a lot of
All
fun
right.
this week. Yeah.
that was a lot of fun. Yes, I am. Yeah.
But yeah, we were stuck in the WWE sphere the past so far this show, but I think that we should hop out of the WWE sphere and move over to All Elite Wrestling Dynamite.
AEW. All Elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Yeah, the finale of the year of 2019.
The final of the year, of course. We're back on January 1st, which I just think is a Wednesday. What better way to spend your New Year's Day with going to a wrestling show? It's going to be a lot of fun for that.
In Jacksonville, Florida.
And we're the home
base,
of
if you will.
AEW, right? And this show kicks off hot, like all these shows are kicking off. We have the Lucha Bros taking on Kenny Page. Hangman.
That could be their tag team name.
Kenny Page and Hangman Omega.
Yeah.
Which was just another amazing match.
Yeah, crowd's super hot. Good tag match. Fun, to open things with. Every guy gets their moment to shine. At one point, Omega grabs Pentagon. Page goes for the buckshot lariat, but Penta ducks out of the way, so Page hits his partner, Kenny. And that slip-up allows Lucha Bros to hit the package pile driver foot stop combo on Kenny to get the win. And then, after the match, there's some dissent. Page and Omega start arguing and shoving each other, and then Pac shows up on the screen and calls Kenny out, and then he shows the cameraman that he's going to go ambush Michael Nakazawa or something. So Kenny runs backstage to save him, but then the Lucha Bros attack him. So Page ends up helping Kenny in the end.
Yeah, this was another fantastic match. I think Pentagon and Phoenix needed a big win, to kind of keep them relevant in that tag sphere. Because it is funny that tag contenders are going up against non-title contenders, but still, putting on a good match. And Rey Fenix, I mean, he's severe wrestler of the year competition. The votes have not been tallied as of right now. Of course, we still do have a couple weeks.
The deadline's not over.
The deadline is not over. I guess technically there is a couple more weeks of wrestling before that decision is made. And I think I actually need to review some Tokyo Dome footage from last year to really kind of solidify everything that's going on.
I have some placeholders in, but I'm until it's done, it's not done. So
until it's done, it's not done. That's a good point. But it was a big win. Big win by Lucha Bros. We have more tag action coming up next, actually.
Yeah, we get the Butcher and the Blade taking on Cody and Darby Allin, who extended his hand to Cody last week. So some mutual respect there. And, decent match. At one point, Cody hits the crossroads, but then the bunny distracts the ref from making the count. So, Darby Allin, he hits his coffin drop off the top rope onto the Butcher on the side of the apron, but then back in the ring, Cody hits a springboard cutter off the top rope on Blade to get the win for him and Darby. So I was kind of surprised the Butcher and Blade losing so soon.
Kind of surprising. High-profile angle, big match for people with a big debut, with a lot of experience on the indies, right? Sort of like the guys that AEW goes after typically. People who are so strong outside the ring.
Yeah, good match. Darby and Cody, they work well together. It was fun. So we'll see where they go from there, because Cody can't challenge for the world title, so maybe he's gonna hang around the tag division for a bit.
He could, yeah. Hopefully, hopefully Butcher and Blade can, make up this loss in the new year, because they there's a lot of incredible tag action.
It's kind of. Yeah, it was weird that I thought they'd bring him in and give him a couple wins in a row or something, but whatever. See what they do.
Not my company. We do have we do have some women's action though coming up. Where Awesome Kong is. We haven't seen Awesome Kong in a while, I feel.
No,
at least in a
match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's only had like the one match that while.
So she comes down to the road down to the ring with Brandy Rhodes and the woman from a couple weeks back who got her head shaved.
I forget her name.
Her name is Melanie Cruz.
Oh yeah. So she's part of
I gotta say, the shoot meter of that's a real wrestler, and she's hired by the company. I gotta shoot off on that one, because it actually did happen. The match was super short lived though.
Kong kills this girl Miranda something. I forget her name.
Something
hits the Angel's wings, gets the win, and then the Nightmare Collective, they cut off some of that hair, as they like to do.
Great, yeah. Really, really not sure what's going on with this woman's thing. It's interesting, but with the Dark Order, it seems like a little bit much.
And even the Butcher and Blade is kind of a bit similar.
Yeah, they've got like that weird, like we're dark.
Yeah, there's a lot of recruitment, lights out, spot angles going on. But
A lot of hot angles.
anyways, we'll see who takes the lead in it.
Speaking of hot angles, we've got a world title match that's not even
Not even a title match.
and it's not even the main event. A 10-minute time limit non-title match. We got Jungle Boy, we got Chris Jericho, Le Champion, coming on, and very much like we said, Jungle Boy survives that 10 minutes.
Yeah, this was a good match. Jungle Boy early on, he gets some moves in, but then Jericho hits some code breakers, but he doesn't pin Jungle Boy. He wants to punish him. And then, outside the ring, like Hager, Luchasaurus, Marco Stunt, they all get fighting, so Aubrey Edwards throws them all out. So, Jungle Boy gets some big near falls. He hits the lion salt, bunch of shit. I think we get to the 2-minute warning, so Jericho starts punishing him, gets him in the walls of Jericho, and we get a big back and forth. Time's running out. Jungle Boy's crawling to the ropes. We're at like the final 10 seconds. Jericho's locking it in deep, but he doesn't tap out. We have a draw, so that's basically as good as a win for Jungle Boy in this case.
Certainly,
But
certainly.
then Jericho starts freaking out. He goes to the timekeeper. He's like, "Give me 5 more minutes." So they start wrestling again, but we don't know if it's official or not. Jungle Boy gets a couple more near falls, and then Jericho just gets mad, grabs his belt, and leaves. So Tony Schiavone gets on the mic, and he's like, "Why are you so upset?" And he's like, "Jungle Boy didn't beat me." And Tony's like, "Well, you said he couldn't last 10 minutes. So Jericho just says Jungle Boy will get his. But now back to Moxley. The question he asked you last week about joining the Inner Circle. Take the Christmas break to think about it, and on January 1st, we'll have a surprise for you. All you gotta do is say yes.
Oh, and it's gonna be a fun surprise. Knowing the way that Jericho likes to book those segments, like when it was his Thanksgiving thing or the Festival of Friendship. What was it called? The one we did with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Whatever. I'm so excited for this January 1st show. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, no, I like that they've already booked a couple things for it to look forward to. So we'll see what the Mox man. He hasn't outright refused yet, even though we kind of think he will. But
Who knows? You never know.
and a good match for Jungle Boy. He finally he was like 0-11, so he finally got another dash. It's not a win, but he got a 0-11-1. So he's finally
Thank God.
And the new year will reset all that, so he'll be fine.
That's a good point. That's a good point. In terms of like momentum, you got to say Jungle Boy is sitting hot on the momentum train right now because he did survive. He did last against the world champion.
Yeah, 10 minutes, and he got to hit some good moves in there. He had a good show.
Why the heck not? We do have a number one contenders match. Some more women's action coming up. We have a number one contenders match between Britt Baker and Chris Statlander, the alien woman.
Yeah, so the winner will face Riho for that title on January 1st. And yeah, this was a pretty even match. Baker goes for that lockjaw submission, but Statlander is able to just kind of stand up, power her, muscle her onto their shoulders, and transition to that package tombstone pile driver, which she calls the Big Bang Theory. Great looking move. Mm-hmm. And she gets the win, continues her momentum. This is like 3 wins in a row now.
Crazy.
So I like the way they've been booking her. She's pretty good. So Statlander versus Riho, but then after the match, Brandy comes out and she wants to know, is she with the Nightmare Collective or not? And Statlander just kind of says no. So Awesome Kong and Melanie Cruz come out to trap her, and Brandy clocks her with a high heel.
Woo! You know what? I guess Statlander, she's been getting hot the past couple of weeks. She's good at what she's doing so far.
Yeah, I like her. She stood out.
And it feels like no matter what is just delaying the inevitable of Britt Baker being the top woman in the company. Like it's like we don't need that to happen just yet.
Yeah.
It will.
And in the
It will
meantime-
100% happen. You will be the top female babyface. Just give it some time.
Yeah, maybe they transition. Maybe Brandy, this whole Nightmare Collective thing, leads to her taking out Riho, and then we have a heel champion for a bit.
Yeah,
So I feel like we haven't even seen Riho in a couple weeks. I feel like.
Yeah, and I think certainly the ability to be on the mic is probably also a small issue there, right? You can't give a
not
promo.
that,
You're not going to see you as much, and maybe she has her own commitments going on in Japan, right? And that she doesn't really necessarily have the AEW schedule within her. I mean, you got to think going to Japan to America would have to be a lot of work, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see where this goes.
We'll see where it goes. We do have it is main event time though. We knew we were getting this. We're getting the Bucks. We're getting SCU. We are getting an AEW Tag Team Championship match.
Yes, this did not disappoint.
It did not disappoint, I'd say.
Yeah, at one point, JR even says, he's like, in this company, the tag titles mean something, which is very true compared to Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, there was a great spot where Nick Jackson and Scorpio Sky, they both are like balancing on the ropes. They jump up to the top rope, and Nick hits a jumping Hurricane Rana. Just some crazy shit. Yeah, Bucks look like they're ready to hit the Meltzer driver, but SCU escape, and they hit the SCU later to pick up the win and retain their titles. But then after the match, that's when the Creepers all come out and surround the ring, and then the lights go out, and the Dark Order appear. Evil Uno starts cutting a promo, saying that the Bucks, they suffered a tough loss, but tonight is an initiation. And then the Creepers just swarm the ring, and SCU and the Bucks fight them off together. And Alex Reynolds and Sean Silver are there, who have just kind of been jobbers on Dynamite. And they've apparently been recruited to be a part of the Dark Order. They help the beatdown, and then I think they get handed some masks, and they put them on, so they passed their initiation, I guess.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah. I guess it's better than what they were doing.
Um,
But so yeah, they closed the show with a Dark Order angle. The push continues for Uno and Stu.
Yeah, which has been a lot of, and we've loved these promos the past couple weeks.
Yeah, it's a lot better than when we didn't know what the hell was going on with anything.
Yeah, which is funny.
If they start to build this mob of creepers by recruiting people, then yeah.
And it's kind of funny. You can tell that the AEW execs are high on the Dark Order, giving them that first round bye in the tournament, and then they didn't get over maybe like they intended. Let's try this again using a different angle. This whole what's it like? It's like this whole cult angle, this whole religion thing they're doing. This was the way to get them over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot better than what they're.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. If do they target the tag titles next? The Dark Order?
Is there something bigger like Dark Order versus the Elite? I think there's a lot of places they can go with this.
Yeah, and the Nightmare Collective. What are they?
And what the hell is that? Yeah, when's Cody, the top baby face in the world? Like he did mention in one of those promos where he's like, I can't sleep, I can't this. My wife's cutting off women's hair.
Yeah.
Just picture Cody as being this just like tired and downtrodden husband.
Yeah, and his wife's just gone crazy.
And his best friend's kicking the shit out of him, and like
his wife reads witchcraft books at home and shit. And does weird stuff.
Like he has no clue what's going on in his life. I'm trying to run a company.
Yeah, he's got to do booking and managing all this shit.
Oh my god, poor Cody.
Yeah,
maybe that's why we love him so much.
And his best friend betrayed him.
Yeah, best friend betrayed him. Two best friends. If you count Sean Spears, a former best friend. He
really is like his father. He's the common man, but skinny and.
Yeah, you know what?
Well
Maybe
off.
that's why. Yeah, that's why Cody's so over. Not because of his in-ring ability or the matches or the story he's telling. Just so we can all relate with having too much on your plate. We're all like, oh my god, I know those days where you gotta work 6 days a week. You're out of groceries. Your work pants just ripped. We all know what that's like.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's your Dynamite for the year. That's your finale.
That was Dynamite for the year. It was a great ending to two plus ish or 3 maybe months of show. Can't wait for what 2020 has to bring for AEW.
Yeah, no, I'm already looking forward to that. It's a New Year's Day show. Mm-hmm. They've booked a couple things, so that'll be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's move across. Let's jump to another network because, of course, this is the Wednesday Night War where we have NXT. Oh shit! Yeah, and AEW. Yeah. There we go. I got confused my mind for a second. Too many of these abbreviations. That's what's getting me. Let's talk NXT.
NXT. But what does it mean? I don't know, but it's good wrestling. So NXT. Watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So NXT.
We've been told we're getting 2 huge matches. We are getting Finn Balor, Adam Cole. We're getting Shayna Baszler and Rhea Ripley. Something's gonna happen here. Something's going to happen here,
Oh.
and we actually open up with the former of those two. So we have Adam Cole and Finn Balor going for that NXT championship.
Yeah, they kick things off with a bang. Crowd chanting for both of these men, even though it's like heel versus heel. But no, awesome match. And I think as it went on, Finn seemed to kind of lean into more of the babyface role as the crowd kind of rallied behind him and all his kicks. You love his drop kicks and his coup de grace. I know you love those.
I like the kicks. I just don't like the coup de grace.
Yeah. Well, he eventually goes for that coup de grace, but Cole avoids it and he hits the last shot. But Balor kicks out at 2. So crowd's going nuts after this. We're like, holy shit, what's going on?
What
This a good
is
title match.
going on?
So Balor, he fights back and then he hits his coup de grace. He gets ready to hit that 1916 until Johnny Gargano Wrestling himself comes out, which distracts everyone, the ref included. Then Cole hits a low blow followed by another last shot to get the win and retain his title after a hot match. Crowd was very hot for this. This was awesome.
This was great. Considering they had 1 week, they had no time to build anything, right? I think this match was just kind of announced last week, so these guys have to rely on being their in-ring performers, which is exactly what they are. Like if you want a good match, Adam Cole. I don't think you can have a bad match with Adam Cole. I just don't think it's possible.
No, you'd have to be an ass.
You would have to be like just I don't know. Yeah, I can't even picture it. So
Yeah.
of course Adam Cole's going to come out there and give one hell of a wrestling match. The ending to me just felt like the best way to the best result. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
Balor
Well, yeah, it
Balor
wasn't,
needed to lose but stay protected. Johnny Gargano can come back. It's just there's so much heat in this main roster or on the
Everyone. There's so many guys that could be the potential next champion.
This is the hottest
challenger.
main event scene in across. I mean, possibly like
Across the board, pretty
board. Yeah, which really does
Yeah.
feel like it.
Yeah, so after the match, Gargano just gets in the ring and beats Finn with a chair just to give him some more.
Just to give him some more. Did you hear this thing? I heard this thing. It was an interview with Tommaso Ciampa saying that he refuses to go to the main roster.
Ciampa or Gargano?
Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what made me just think of it. No, it was this interview where he was asked, like, who would you like to go on the main roster? And his answer was pretty much like, I'm almost 40, so I would just say no. Like, I'd rather retire than be on the main roster. I'm like, oh my God, that does not bode well. That does not bode well for this. Let's move on to the next match, though, because we have Killian Dane taking on Damian Priest.
Yeah, so the story of the match, Dane's targeting Priest's injured ribs here, but he overcomes that and gets the win with the Crossroads, which we were trying to remember a few weeks ago.
Who
hit
did
the
it? Yeah, I think we were, and I
Yeah.
think I may have said Velveteen Dream, but it ended up being
Yeah.
it's Damian Crossroads. They're botching it on 2 channels now.
Although he did fine.
He didn't botch it. It's just it's a good line. It's a good line.
It was good. It was good.
He's on the rise,
so
though.
he gets
He's
the
on the
win.
rise. Like we were just saying about this NXT Championship picture. I mean, if Damian Priest is not there, he's certainly in the North American picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's been putting together a couple wins here. So another 2 guys who might be a step below that. We got Cameron Grimes taking on Kushida. At one point, Kushida hit this crazy move. I don't even know what to call it. They were like on the top rope, and he hit some sort of twisting
what was that?
sunset victory roll. I don't
I don't even know what that was.
But I don't even know if more or new. I don't know. But great move, but it wasn't enough because Cameron Grimes gets the win with his little cave-in stomp, which I'm sure you love because it's kind of like the coup de grace.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Grimy wins.
Grime. Yeah, there's one thing I love. It's changing a wrestler's name after he comes off the indies with a name that everybody knows. And coup de grace. Oh, by the way, Dragon Lee changed his name. I don't know if you caught that. Speaking of name changes, we're going around the ring, folks. New Japan. New Japan. Okay. Dragon Lee changed his name to something else Lee.
Keith
Lee? Yeah. Changed his name to Keith Lee. I don't know. He changed his name to something. Fuck. Never mind. Sorry. That was a little off.
Side. All right. We get a quick women's match here. Io Shirai taking on Santana Garrett.
It's Ryu Lee. Sorry. I never mind.
Oh, okay. Anyways, Santana Garrett, she hung in there for a little bit, but the better woman won as Shirai hits her great moonsault for the victory.
Yeah. Why the heck not? Why the heck
Yeah,
not?
keep her looking strong. She's one of the best in the world.
One might even say the world. Let's keep moving on, though, because we're almost at this main event, which we know is going to be hot.
I was looking
But
forward
before
to
that, we have Pete Dunne taking on Travis Banks.
Yeah, he's from NXT UK, right? I think.
They had said that.
Yeah, because this is a slight preview of that Worlds Collide.
Oh, right.
So
right.
yeah, good back and forth match. Dunn hits the bitter end for the 3 count. So he's another one hanging around in that maybe North.
He's
American
hanging
title scene.
around, and of course, we don't even know where the Velveteen Dream is.
Well, yeah, he's recuperating, but he's gonna come back.
He's recovering from being too cool. That's the only injury that Velveteen Dream has.
Hell yeah.
It's main event time, though. It's main event time. We already got our first championship match. Adam Cole, Bebe, Finn Balor. So our main event tonight is going to be Shayna Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion, taking on Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley pinned Shayna Baszler in that War Games match, going through the tables. We knew this championship match was going to be coming up next, and this did not disappoint.
No, this was great. Great match. Ripley's in control early on. The goons come running down to the ring. At one point, they interfere. They throw her into the ring posts, but the ref had enough. He ejects them, which is perfect. And then eventually, this weak ref, he gets knocked out when Baszler gets drop kicked into him. So Baszler grabs a chair, hits a DDT onto the chair, onto Rhea, and then the ref recovers. She goes for the pin, but only gets a 2. So crowd's going wild. We're chanting Rhea. Everyone, we all want to see her win. This fucking title reign's been going on way too long. But Shayna, she locks in the Karafuda clutch, and Ripley's struggling. It looks like she's out, man. She was selling. Her selling was great here. She looked like the life was out of her. The ref lifts up her hand, goes to drop it, but then she grabs his shirt at the last second, coming back to life, saving her chance at the title. And they fight their way up to the top turnbuckle, and then Shayna's pounding on Rhea, but she grabs her, hits that riptide off the second turnbuckle, covers Shayna, gets the 3 count. The reign of terror is over. Rhea Ripley is your new women's champion.
Mike, I know you loved this match. We haven't even gotten to our ending segment yet, but I already know what the answer to your ending segment already is. This was this was fantastic. Like you said, her selling. And Shayna Baszler's been so dominant. Like, you're sitting there, there was a lot of points in this match where I'm like, fuck, Rhea Ripley's gonna lose again. It's gonna lose.
Yeah, when she was in that clutch, I'm like, she might not make it out of this.
Shayna Baszler's gonna keep going, right? But then to make her way out of that clutch, you gotta wonder though, is Shayna Baszler gonna stick around in NXT? What's next for her? Nothing.
I think there's nothing left for her in NXT. Move her up.
New year, new me. Move her up.
I think Royal Rumble.
Have her. Maybe take a couple months off TV. Come back into the Rumble. Unfortunately, the Goons might kind of suffer because they'll be stuck down here.
Yeah.
And they'll need to find someone else to attach onto, but that's okay.
Yeah,
and then at the end of the match, so everybody, just a bunch of people came out and just hoisted her on their shoulders. It was a big kind of win too.
It was
which was a lot of fun.
The end of Rocky 2.
The end of Rocky 2, of course, where she did take down the most dominant woman in this. Shayna Baszler's total, so she has 2 reigns. Of course, she's the most amount reigned champion. For a total,
she didn't beat Asuka's reign because of that thing in the middle, for consecutive.
There was a thing in the middle.
Total day.
Well, even her second.
Her second reign was still over a year.
416 days to make 548 total, which of course is first to Asuka. Asuka's 522 reigns. 26 more days, and then then the field is nowhere fucking close. I think Paige is the next one by half. And
but it is one of the most prestigious list of, there's only been 8 or 9 champions, and that's a very good list of names.
Of course, and those who have won, I'm just looking at this list right now. Shayna Baszler, huge champ. Asuka had a couple championships. Paige, fucking Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha. Ember Moon is really the only person on this list that hasn't seen, she's seen some main roster injuries, unfortunately.
I think she's still got lots. But think of the names that didn't win it, like Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Io Shirai, Candice LeRae, all these.
Carmella.
Carmella.
Wait, is that what?
She was barely even wrestling.
Does that one
though.
not count? Does that one not count? There you have it. That was a hot Wednesday night. I think the results have come back. NXT won.
Yeah,
by a couple
795
something.
to 683.
I heard that there was a big news thing going on. I think so. Apparently, like both shows struggled. Like both shows didn't do as well as they have been before. But
I think they're both just kind of averaging around that 800K. I think that's going to be there.
which is fine. And there you have it. That was the Wednesday Night War.
Yeah, man. Rhea Ripley, she's a superstar. Long live the champion, the new champion.
Yeah, and exactly. Let's take a couple weeks off and reevaluate the situation because it doesn't seem like even if Shayna Baszler's moving on, we have no top heel in this women's division right now. So someone's gonna have to step up there too.
Yeah, Io Shirai maybe.
I thought, yeah, but Io's got her thing. Yeah, that's a good point.
But-
But
But no, Ripley. I don't know. I don't want Io to lose, and Ripley needs to hold this for a little bit.
just gonna hold it
So
for a
we'll
little
see.
bit. And there you have it, folks. That was the Wednesday Night War. While we're on the topic, while we're hot on this Rhea Ripley match, let's just start talking about it. Let's get into the wrestler of the week.
It's the wrestler of the week, of the week. Wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. Wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week.
We all know.
Mike,
It's got to be.
there you go.
The double R, Rhea
The
Ripley.
double R. Let's hope that nickname doesn't stick. Yeah, Rhea Ripley for me. It's always it's great. It's great to see someone's first championship win, especially celebrated in such a
Yeah, she had a nice emotional,
in a great way on a great show. Big moment. So it's hard to say no to those big moments.
Yeah, and they've been, ever since she came here from NXT UK, they've just been building her with the last couple months. She's been picking up a lot of good wins, and yeah, she finally did it. She slayed that beast.
Slayed.
fucking Shayna Baszler.
Slayed that beast. And let's see where we go in 2020. I think that's all the time we have for this week's show.
Yeah. So
That was the week that is wrestling. You can rate, review, like, and subscribe. All the stuff, of course. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube. Of course, we've got one more episode coming up this year before the Shooties.
Yes, so the last week to get in the final contenders.
Final
There's a
contenders.
match of the year or something. You never know.
Get your tuxedos dry cleaned.
Yes.
Because we're gonna be walking the red carpet. The Shooties are coming up where we will review the best in the year of wrestling.
All the stars brightest and
All the
brightest.
all
will
the
be there.
stars brightest will be there. That is correct, Mike. Okay, that's all the time we got for this week. I guess let's just gotta keep watching wrestling until next time.
Yeah, not quite as much as the past couple of weeks, so we'll see the content.
We'll be back next
There'll
week
be
with
some
some fingers crossed, a wedding.
Maybe. I don't know if they'll do it that quick.
Fingers crossed,
And that
though,
might be
Mike.
Christmas themed.
A Christmas wedding would be lovely. At least for
Not
me.
for the guests.
For me, it would be. Okay, that's all the time we got.